A trailblazer and pioneer, Charlie Neal started his broadcast career as a radio disc jockey in his hometown of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He broke into television as a sports anchor in Washington, D.C. From there, he worked in Philadelphia, Detroit, and New York City. When Black Entertainment Television, also known as BET, was in its early stages, Neal was the voice of sport on the network, which ranged from black college athletics to Super Bowl coverage. He also covered games for CBS and TNT, which included the first ever Goodwill Games that took place in Moscow. Neal would then make the seamless transition to ESPNU, where he would call the first ever football game on the platform in 2005. Neal has continued to thrive up until this day, where he is now the lead announcer for HBCU Go. Greatness has followed Neal as he has worked with some of the top names in sports, such as James Brown, Doug Williams, and Sam Jones, and was on the call when Eddie Robinson broke the wins record. Neal also holds places in the MEAC, CIAA, and the Black College Football Hall of Fame. The voice of HBCU Sports, Mr. Charlie Neal.
Grambling train is a non-stop express. They're unbeaten so far, and a victory tonight will give Eddie Robinson his 324th win. Tonight's opponent, Prairie View, would like nothing better than to derail the express.
First of all, let me say this to Dr. McClellan. He always makes me really feel old. He talks about the fact that he grew up watching me. You know, my experience with the SWAC goes all the way back to 1980, when Black Entertainment Television first launched its sports programming. And there was the president of Grambling State University at the time, Dr. Joe Johnson. He was very instrumental, very much a proponent of what Black Entertainment Television was doing at the time. So the majority of the games that we did back in the infancy days of BET were in the SWAC. We had Grambling, and we had Jackson State, and we did Alcorn, and you know, all of the schools, Mississippi Valley, during the Jerry Rice and Willie Totten era. To be honored by this particular conference means a whole lot to me, because I've lived a lot of my years of experience in broadcasting in the SWAC. All of the coaches and players over the years that we were able to bring to the forefront and tell their stories to the viewing audience. A lot of people knew nothing about these people at first, but then through my ability to dig down deep and tell the story and bring their names to the forefront, that meant a lot to me to be able to impact them.
A true ace. Hilary Matthew Bossier was a National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics All-American pitcher who led the Grambling State Tigers to their first ever Southwestern Athletic Conference baseball title in 1961. That same year, Bossier led the entire nation in earned run average with an amazing 0.53 percentage. In one game, Bossier struck out 17 batters in only 7 innings. With Bossier leading the way, the Tigers appeared in 4 national NAIA baseball tournaments and had the best earned run average in the nation from 1961 to 1963. Bossier went on to sign with the Midwest Minor League affiliate of the New York Mets, where he had a record of 6-2 with 71 innings pitched. A legend and leader, Mr. Hilary Matthew Bossier.
I wanted to play football, but President John wouldn't let me. He said I'm a right-hander and probably get hit on my arm and mess me up. He wouldn't let me play. Grambling coach was the president when I was there, which was highly unusual, but he was a baseball guy, you know, very, very good coach. I think one of the better coaches I've ever had. He thought I was doing something that I wasn't doing. So he told one of the other guy, coach, he said, I'm going to have to get rid of Bossier. He said, he doesn't listen. And I'm saying, what is he talking about? I didn't know what Fred was talking about, you know. And the coach told him, yeah, Fred, but you know, you need him. You're going to need him. He's your best pitcher. He said, well, you better listen. I'm going to send him home. I'll never forget that. I struck out a lot of players. I was a pitcher. I guess I've been a student athlete all my life since I was a little boy. I've always played baseball. Well, I played football and basketball also, but baseball was what I played at Grambling. It's always been my favorite was baseball. I love Grambling, you know. That's where I met my wife, at Grambling. My senior year, I struck out 17 batters in 7 innings. And I also had 21 strikeout that year in a 9-inning game. So that was a good feeling. My fastest pitch was, I guess I threw in the mid-90s, upper 90s. I was very glad that I came to Grambling. I would like to thank the commissioner, you know, with being selected, and I think that's wonderful. Appreciate it a whole lot.
A true hometown hero here. Earl Goldman, a native of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, exemplified what it means to represent the community that raised you. From 1967 to 1970, while at the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, UAPB, Goldman set various records on the track. The most notable being in the 800-meter, running a bolstering 48.1, which secured the 1968 National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics NAIA championship, and still stands in the UAPB record books to this day. He also anchored the Golden Lions as they were victorious at the Drake Relays, as well as the NAIA Indoor Track Championships. Excellence did not stop on the track. In 1975, he attained professional status as a golfer, winning over 20 tournaments in his career. Upon retirement, he returned to his hometown to assist with golf instruction for Pine Bluff Parks and Recreation. Homegrown excellence personified. Mr. Earl Goldman.
It's a great honor for me. It is one of the high points in my life, being inducted to the SWAC Hall of Fame. I have to go all the way back to the 8th grade. My friend, J.C. Wilson, he's no longer with us. And he told the coach he think I should be on the track team. My coach, Eddie Spears, he recruited me from high school. He started talking to me when I was in 10th grade. So my senior year, he offered me a scholarship, and I accepted it. We won, and out of the 4 years that I attend UAPB or AM&N, we've only beat Prairie View twice in the mile relay. My freshman year, our team ran a 3:05, which was the second fastest time in the nation. Even I was an alternate on that team at that time. But after my freshman year, I became one of the main anchor man on the mile relay team. I don't even understand how we did what we did. We didn't even have a track. We practiced on grass. It was a great experience for a little small town kid like me. We were a good team, and all the schools in the SWAC around the country, they respect Arkansas Pine Bluff because we had a great team. Matter of fact, in my opinion, I think we had one of the greatest track teams in the school history.
The first, McNair. Fred McNair played for Alcorn State Braves, beginning as a wide receiver before transitioning to quarterback, where he was named to the SWAC All-Conference second team. After 3 years as the quarterbacks coach for Alcorn State, McNair began his head coaching career with the Braves in 2016. In 8 years as head coach, he had a record of 48-33, going 37-17 in the SWAC. McNair was named SWAC Coach of the Year 2 times, while leading the Braves to 4 SWAC East Division titles, 2 SWAC championships, and in 2018 and 2019, he led the Braves to the Celebration Bowl, where he mentored his quarterback, Felix Harper, to his 2nd consecutive SWAC Offensive Player of the Year award. Under McNair, the Braves recorded their first ever 7-0 home record, and he was the first Braves coach to win SWAC Coach of the Year since 1992. A true legend, Mr. Fred McNair.
One night we was at night practice and we was doing a 2-minute offense, and I was throwing the ball so well. And Terrence Small and Cedric Tillman and Fernando Edmonds, Bernard Blackman, those guys, and I was throwing it, I was just beaming, just hitting them in the hand with it. And they said, "Throw it, Fred, throw it, Air." And that's where I got the Air McNair from. Alcorn gave me the chance to come there and play. The late Marino Castle recruited me out of high school back in '86. And the impact of HBCU, it taught you how to really be tough. Being able to come from a single parent household, not that you have the funds to come to school and suddenly you get a scholarship from Alcorn State University was an honor to me. And what we learned at those schools is unbelievable as players, as coaches, and just being around the campus, the camaraderie of the student body was great. I saw one of the receivers that played there. He had number 9 on when I was there in 1986, and when he became injured, he had a knee injury, he couldn't return from it. But I had number 10 on then, so when I saw him go down, I was like, I like that number. And I went and asked the coach, could I change the number from 10 to 9, and he said, "Yeah, Fred, go ahead." I mean, and from then on, it's been number 9 ever since. My brother Steve came along, the late Steve McNair came along, and they gave it to him, and right now it's on the shelf. It's in retirement. I'd like to thank our commissioner, Dr. McClellan. He's done a great job. It seems like every week, all the SWAC schools on some kind of ESPN or HBCU Go, so he has done a tremendous job in making sure that all these schools are notarized and put on that high pedestal, So he's done some tremendous things to make changes to the HBCU schools here in the conference, in the SWAC conference. And also the committee, the Hall of Fame committee that selected me to be a part of this 2024 SWAC Hall of Fame honoring, and I'm blessed. And just those guys that had to do with it, the university administration that nominated me to be a part of this, all the way down to my family, just being a part of something special. I just can't wait now to be there and be the recipient of this honor with these great nominees that we have going in. So I'm really blessed, and I'm happy, and I'm just excited about being into the SWAC Hall of Fame.
A name synonymous with winning. Pete Richardson ushered in the golden era for the Southern Jaguars and dominated the SWAC, compiling 134 wins in his 17-year tenure in Baton Rouge. Coach Pete won 5 SWAC conference titles, which included a three-peat from 1997 to 1999. Richardson also led Southern to 4 Black College national titles. In the coveted Bayou Classic, Richardson went 12-5 and also won 4 Heritage Bowl titles, while being named the SWAC Coach of the Year 5 times. Coach Pete is the only coach to go undefeated against fellow SWAC Hall of Famer Coach Eddie Robinson. Being inducted to the SWAC Hall of Fame joins Richardson's honors in the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, Winston-Salem State University Hall of Fame, and most recently, the Black College Football Hall of Fame. Southern's home football field was also renamed as the Pete Richardson Field, a true Hall of Famer. Coach Pete Richardson.
Well, it's been quite a journey as far as coaching. You go from playing Pop Warner to high school to college, and then all of a sudden you have an opportunity to play in the pros. And being successful depends on, of course, the people around you. And of course, administration give you an opportunity to coach, and then also give you an opportunity to go out and get what you need. When you're in a profession, it's almost like running a corporation. You can play football, but also I wanted to put you on track for you to graduate, because the football is eventually you're going to stop playing, but you're still going to have to take care of you and your family for the rest of your life. The first time I played in the Bayou Classic in front of 72,000 people and have that honor to go out on the field on national television, it was a tremendous honor for me and my football team. And so that exposure not only helped me as far as recruiting, but also helped recruit regular students for the university. Those moments and opportunities I had will stay with me the rest of my life. Well, I'd like to thank Mr. McCullough for having the opportunity to be selected into the SWAC Hall of Fame, because it's an outstanding honor to be associated with individuals that have an opportunity to coach. Also, I'd like to thank my assistant coaches that did an outstanding job over a period of years that gave me that opportunity, and of course the players also did an outstanding job for me, but also my family that stood behind me and encouraged me all them years to stay in the coaching aspect and have an opportunity eventually to get into the SWAC Hall of Fame.